Welcome disc golf fans to the final 9 of the 2023 Åland Open presented by Discmania. Very excited to showcase these final 9 holes as it gets very tricky here. A lot of OB to contend with as this is going to finish up the Euro Tour stop number 7. My name is Chris German. I am in the booth alone today, co-founder here of Gatekeeper Media, as I give a big shout out to all the sponsors and to the Swedish Disc Golf Pro Tour for making this coverage possible. So we take a look. Øyvind Jarnes with a 5 under to start. Teemu Lampainen right behind him. Elias Luukkonen not far off. Scott Stokely still keeping pace as well as we move into hole 10. Par 3, 417 feet. Slight bend here to the left downhill. There is OB long to contend with. As we saw in round 2, this is when the storms really started to roll in. So it's nice to have a nice sunny day here to finish. But most of the field will throw this big swooping hyzer here to the right and do exactly that. As Elias almost puts that in the basket. This looks a little too wide from Scott. Needs to get sneaky there at the end, and gets through. That needs to actually sit. Very aggressive skip there. So this line looks like it's dropping a little. Yeah, it's going to get caught up from the trees there at the end from Teemu. Then Øyvind, bottom of the box. He puts his probably maybe the closest. Him and Elias pretty close. This Teemu is just going to have to kind of pitch up there. Take his par. Scott with a great putt. Good birdie there from Scott as he's now 3 under for the round. Nice putt from Øyvind as well. As 69% of the field took the par here. As Elias unfortunately going to miss that one. He will not be taking the birdie with the rest of the folks here, but came very close to par here, just slightly under. A lot of the field there, almost 3/4 of the field taking par, so not too much scoring separation on this hole. But that will go into the complete opposite for hole 11. Par 5, 400 meters, 1,300 feet. You can see all this OB all around. We saw this OB really comes into play, especially when the wind picks up here. Your first shot, you're going to want to just get out, make sure you hit the gap. Second shot, keep it in bounds. And then third shot here, kind of depends on how risky you want to get with OB inside the circle. So this looks pretty good from Scott. You just want to drop it right down. That bunker, though, is in a great spot. Almost the perfect spot for a bunker. Right where you want to land your disc, too. And that's exactly what Øyvind does there, is he's going to find the OB, unfortunately. As this shot just looks so fun. Top of the world. Anytime you get to throw off a huge cliff like that. So Elias. No OB graphics, so it looks like he did keep his in bounds, but I think he just pushed a little far left. And Teemu's going to drop in as well, as he's very close to that drop zone. As this is a pretty demanding shot here. You're going to throw over OB and then kind of over those hay bales. Great shot there from Teemu. Then Øyvind from the drop zone. As this is looking pretty wide. That needs to get moving and sneaks right in there. Very fortunate. That came very close to hitting the OB stake. Luukkonen His really glided pretty far there. He was really far over there to the left. And then Scott barely keeping it in bounds as he is right on that OB line. It's his second shot. It's looking very good. A lot of distance. So this hole came in as the third most difficult hole. So going back to that scoring separation, there was a lot here on this hole. Playing more than a quarter stroke over par. Great shot there. Flirts with the OB, gets it right over. Øyvind, big spike. Looks like he'll put himself right at circle's edge there. Putting at the out of bounds. Scott Stokely, the big backhand hyzer, drops his in there within 10 feet. Nice putt from Teemu. 4 down now for the round. Had some putting mishaps earlier there on hole 8, so it's nice to see some more green on his scorecard. Øyvind, unfortunately going to miss that putt right inside the circle. So he's going to kind of... Oh, no. Luukkonen had a chance to get only one off of Øyvind. So he's going to miss that putt, unfortunately. And Scott, same thing. Weak side, just kind of whiffs it and misses a very, very short putt. Very uncharacteristic. So we saw a lot of different scores on here. We saw scores all the way from a 10 all the way to a 3 for the eagle. Shout out to the only eagle on the day, and I'm sorry if I do not get this name right, Rasmus Sakurapi. Big shout out to you for getting the only eagle 3 on hole 11. So we're going to move into hole 12, 404 foot par 3, 123 meters. You have OB all down this left side here. You have to contend with OB really to reach the green here. So we're going to see probably some big hyzers from these guys. As long as you miss that tree over there, should be able to get in safe. So that is looking absolutely perfect from Teemu. Puts his well inside the circle. That was probably the bigger hyzer than I was expecting. This needs to get down from Elias, and that's going to be OB, unfortunately. He tried to throw a flex shot there. Unfortunately, just fades out for him. Scott goes with the forehand. This is looking really good, and he's going to drop his right inside there. No more than 5 meters from the basket. And Øyvind, big hyzer over that tree. And drops his right into the bullseye. Great shot there from Øyvind. So this hole came in as the 5th most difficult hole, playing over par. So I think the big armed guys who can't throw that big hyzer shot there, they're finding the OB. This Teemu showed that power with that big wide hyzer and does get the birdie. It's a great stroke for him. Scott as well takes that forehand route. And Øyvind Jarnes putting his right under the basket there. He's able to bounce back after the bogey on hole 11 and keep stroke and be tied up here with Teemu. So we start getting down to home stretch. Only a couple holes left. Hole 13, 308 foot, par 3, 95 meters. This one's going to be uphill. This one is a fun one, nice straight shot. And you have this great backstop here, so you can really get aggressive at the basket. Some rocks there, though. If you do come up a little short, you do have to possibly see a rollaway happen. So, but as long as you give it enough height, you can really give this a good push. Scott shows the forehand hyzer route. I would say a little hard to probably park the basket from there, but nonetheless, good shot. As this is looking great from Øyvind. That hyzer flip was beautiful. So he's going to put that right under the basket. And Elias, unfortunately, going to catch the tree early. It's not the first tree that he has hit early this round, but he is showing his skill as he makes that look very easy. It's good up and down for par there. Anytime you hit early and then on your second shot you're able to put it under the basket, so you know you don't have to even putt for your par, it's always a good feeling. As Teemu with the awesome putt from circle 2 there. Good putt from Scott as well. His was a little closer than I thought. When his landed there, I thought he was a little closer to circle's edge. This came in as the 4th easiest hole, so very easy hole for these guys. And big shout out to Carl Falk for the ace. So there was a couple aces being thrown out there this final round, so these guys are slinging. So we're going to move into hole 14, par 4, 728 feet, 222 meters, another top of the world type of shot. So you're going to throw down right to kind of where this little goalie is here. It's a good landing spot. You want to try to get over that goalie. And then this second shot here onto this island green. We saw that this green, a lot of skips happen here in this green, and they skip right over those hay bales and go OB. So very challenging second shot here. And I would say very challenging first shot too. I mean, you have to get over that OB goalie right there. So if you don't give it enough power, you will find yourself in there. Scotts needs to get down, and it does. Flirts with that OB on the right-hand side there. Great shot from Øyvind. Gives his plenty of carry over the OB. And Elias should have no problem as well, as he's in a very similar spot. So he'll be the first one out, as this is just such a tough shot. But Elias makes it look so easy, putting it right under the basket. Good shot on him. There's kind of a bailout there to the right if you want. If you don't want the OB to come into play as much, as Scott does a nice soft landing as well. But then it just makes it for a really tough putt, because then you're putting with OB right behind the basket, only a couple meters. As this card is making this hole look so easy after the previous holes here, or the previous rounds, I should say. I mean, we saw an OB from every single player, and this is the first time this tournament that we're not going to see an OB stroke on the card here. So Øyvind's going to get the birdie, and that's really going to start it up here for another star frame. Oh, Teemu almost misses another very easy putt there, and he knows it. Looks like it kind of stuck to his finger. This hole came in more than half the field taking the birdie here. Hole 15, 295 foot, par 3, 90 meters. This one is going to be straight out of this gap here, and then we're going to have this little dog leg here to the right, with the basket pitched up on these rocks. A little bit of slope there at the end as well. So these guys will probably see some forehands, and you air them out. Teemu hitting the basket, and then unfortunately rolls probably 25 meters away. Wow. That looked really good from Teemu, and Scott almost does the same thing. So this looks a little softer from Øyvind. Says it's going to drop right down there. He should be well inside the circle. This Elias, his is higher there. More time for it to kind of fade out as he's going to be down there putting up towards the basket, as Teemu is the first one out, as he was the closest to the basket, and then unfortunately does not put it in. Goes from ace to par basically. As Luukkonen with another birdie, it's going to put him 5 under as he takes the route less traveled, I would say. A little tougher on the body. A lot of elevation there. Øyvind also getting in there. And birdies from the card, except from Teemu here, who's been really getting a lot of birdies here, and that's just really unfortunate. As we make the final turn into home stretch, hole 16, another par 5, 961 feet, 251 meters. OB stakes on both sides to contend with here. A lot of bunkers, very well placed, and that's something we've talked about in the previous rounds. It's very neat about this course. Most of the time on the courses you see, they're sand bunkers from it being an old ball golf course, but this course, designed as a disc golf course, it's really cool to see the time put into the design of putting bunkers out here on these open holes. And they put them in just the right spot where it makes you need to think. So Øyvind's going to land just a little left and short of that bunker. Elias, that needs to fade back. And it does. It's a good shot from him. Good shot there from Teemu as well. Scott is the first out, and we see him rip a big backhand. Making it look easy. This is a crush from Øyvind. Gets all the way up to the catch cam. Good shot there from Teemu. Pretty textbook from all these guys here. Unfortunately, right when I say that, Luukkonen, unfortunately, early release throws that one right into the OB. Stokely's going to go thumber. Oh, yeah, look at that. Great shot there from Scott going with the overhand. This is very, very unfortunate from Elias, as he needs to find a crazy sneaky gap there as he went OB and there's a tree line there. So the basket's pitched in just enough there that makes you have to work for it. And Øyvind right under the basket. Has no eagles from this card, but there was one eagle on the day, and it was from Eagle McMahon. Good on him getting the eagle 3, and good on Elias getting that par save there. That was a really good putt. So this came in as the 6th most difficult hole, so pretty tough for these guys, and I would say our card's really making it look easy. All of them just getting up and down pretty routinely. Scott here is about 6 to 8 meters away, but he's able to get the birdie. This Teemu, this has been a distance he's been struggling, but he's able to get the birdie. As he is still keeping pace. Luukkonen has fallen off a little bit, but the rest of these guys want to finish strong here. Hole 17, 114 meter par 3. OB on this little tight fairway here, but this is close enough. Everyone's going to be able to carry the air shot all the way to this green. OB surrounding here, though. Long, short, and left. So overall, very easy hole. Came in as the easiest hole, but I mean, there is OB to contend with here, and a possibility, and one that you can't let your guard down. Scott carries over the OB the entire time as he puts his close to the basket. Øyvind, you can probably check that off as another birdie for him. I like this line from Teemu. Puts himself inside the circle. And last on the card, Elias. You can see he has more of that Anheuser release as that keeps it safe. And this chase card doing what they should, getting the birdies. Scott's able to get another birdie. So that is 4 in a row for Scott. Luukkonen in there as well. Let's see if Lampainen can get it in. Again, right inside that awkward distance that we saw one of his blemishes come from earlier. And wow. Talk about a roller coaster putting round for this man as Scott goes and grabs his disc for him. As that was so close there from Teemu, but nonetheless, birdie in the entire card there, getting the star frame. So we are going to move into the final hole, hole 18, 267 meter par 4 to finish out this tournament. Great course overall, great tournament overall, a lot of fun action here. So we have another kind of top of the world shot with a little dog leg left, and then this sand bunker coming into play right in front of the green. So a lot of opportunity to find the OB on this hole, as this comes in as one of the harder holes on the course. So Øyvind just gets that over the OB. So you need to have a good rip here to get over that OB there. If you leave any meat on the bone, that will find OB. So far, everyone has kept theirs clean. Elias. Great shot from him. Øyvind trying to finish very, very strong. So he's going to put his probably 10 meters away. Luukkonen. Little Stallheiser that needs to miss the bunker, and it does. Good shot from him. Just over there with Øyvind. Teemu. Good shot from him as well. Everyone kind of leaking over there towards the left, but all inside the circle. Scott Stokely with the big spike hyzer. And he drops his well inside the circle there. Should be able to finish with another birdie. Just looking in. Unfortunately, not going to get the birdie putt there to bring him to 7 under for the round. Øyvind, though. Very, very strong round from Øyvind with the 12 down, putting him at 27 under total and solo 4th place in the tournament. So he had to keep pace with some of these other lead card guys, and coming in at starting at 7th, that's 15 under, and that's a very, very good round from him. And Teemu, unfortunately, just a little short. And that just goes back to the whole roller coaster of putting that we've seen all around from him. Scott Stokely, 9 down for the round. Great tournament from him. Coming in tied for 5th, 25 under. Teemu will be coming in at 25 under, 9 down as well. Feels like he left a couple out there as well, so he knows it. Overall, though, good tournament and good round. And Elias Luukkonen is going to finish his tournament at 21 under. Take a look at the final leaderboards here. Øyvind Jarnes with the 27 under, taking down this chase card. Teemu and Scott, good rounds for them as well. As Miro is able to hang it out and beat Nicholas and Eagle coming down the stretch with the 1 stroke. Congratulations to him for taking down this Euro Tour and Swedish Disc Golf Pro Tour event. Once again, my name is Chris German. Thank you so much to all of our sponsors here, to everyone who has made this possible, to all of the fans and the Patreon members. As someone who has started this company, it just means a lot to everyone who continues to support us as we begin on this journey. So again, my name is Chris with Gatekeeper Media, checking out, and we'll see you for the next one.